with Leo, Astro-Tarot, May 2020. How you guys doing, Leos? Out there chilling like a caged lion in the house? Inside licking yourself all day? Scratching in the litter box? Wondering when you're going to be let out? Is that what's happening for you guys? Anyway, interesting times, right? Stocking up on the kitty litter? Yep. Anyway, we have, we're going to be going over the general astrology for May 2020. See if there's some areas that connect with your chart. I think you're pretty scot-free in a lot of areas, except for some aspects with Saturn. Saturn retrograde coming in the middle of the month. Then once we go over some of that general information, we'll do a tarot reading for Leo, specifically for Leo, the themes that you're looking at for May 2020. So, start things off. Things are getting weird. Things are strange. I think we're over the initial hump of it, but it does look like there's some hope in sight in general if you are into mainstream media, which I'm not into, but a lot of this stuff that's happening with the virus and the power structure stuff with Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn that's been happening over the last so many months. There's a lot of changes going on in government, and then Earth changes. So this virus is kind of a new form of that. I think a lot of this has to do with, at least the virus itself, and some other changes maybe coming up, have to do with this transit of Uranus and Taurus, which is, to me, a really big deal. Last time Uranus was in Taurus was from 1934 to 1942. We had the Dust Bowl, we had the Great Depression, we had World War II, we had a lot of natural disasters. Things were strange. If you look up old photos, it's actually very similar. I just saw some recently with people with face masks and covers and gas masks and things like that to protect themselves from the dust and the Dust Bowl. Just strange times. So, and basically Uranus is a planet of sudden change. And when it's in the sign of Taurus, it's going to affect everything that Taurus symbolizes. So that's going to be the earth, material goods, currency, beauty, love, all those types of things. So we'll see radical transformation in currency. We'll see radical transformation in earth changes, and we'll see radical transformation in the beauty industry, and how we see ourselves and how we express ourselves, and what maybe getting in touch with a higher expression of what beauty is and getting away from this purely cosmetic view. So that'll be interesting. I'm a graphic designer, and I design like fragrances or do graphic design for a fragrance company sometimes. So I've been watching some transformation within the beauty industry. You see things like getting more into vibrational therapies or different ways of extracting flowers, getting back into the alchemy of these natural ingredients and how they actually affect us on a vibrational level, and kind of cultivating beauty from within from a spirit, as opposed to just caking a bunch of makeup on, so I'm seeing stuff like that. Anyway, so what I wanted to do is, because of things are getting a little scary, things are getting a little different, it's a great time to remember that the inner world is where we create our foundation, our security, and our peace. And if we plant our roots there in our inner world, then the things that are happening outside of us don't have such a dramatic effect on us when things change. So we develop a soul consciousness, a spiritual environment within ourselves, and then we have deeper roots when outer circumstances change. So anyway, this channel is also, I share a little bit of the music I make and stuff. I play music in the background that I've made. All the music's original music. So I just wanted to kick it off because I thought this song I made a while back was actually interestingly connected with the times. Things can get a little scary, but it's going to be okay. We'll listen to just a little bit of this. I'll play around for a minute, and then I'll be right back. Oh, if I can get the volume going here. This is called And So It Is.
Yeah, I feel you. Things can get a little scary. Don't you worry.
I'll do some shuffling.
It's all the process. We're getting there. Just keep listening inside. And our hearts will be delivered right on time. Yeah, I feel you. Things can get a little scary. Don't you worry. It's all the process. We're getting there. Just keep listening inside. And our hearts will deliver. Right on time. Right on time. Yeah, I feel you. Things can get a little scary. Don't you worry.
How you guys doing this month? Leo's feeling good?
Getting there. Just keep listening inside. And our hearts will deliver. Right on time. Right on time.
Some Native American shit going on right there, right? Okay, so there is our deck for the readings. And we'll go ahead and turn that back down. Thanks for taking a moment to share some music. Yeah. All right. So that one's called "And So It Is." I make all this. I make everything myself. All the beats. No, I don't use the loops usually or anything like that. All performed. Anyway, that's my music. I hope you like it. Getting back to Maine. Okay. So anyway. Let's get into. I've been doing a lot of streaming. Haven't been sleeping really well, so I'm a little tired to be honest with you. But it doesn't mean I can't give you my best. So let's do it. Let's do the astro weather for the month of May 2020. I think the music should be about a good level there. Let me know if there's any trouble with it being too loud or anything like that. Alright, there's two mixes of this. Which one do I want? Yeah, this is the remix. Let's do the remix. A friend of mine wanted to do a cover of Walking on Sunshine. And then we did that, and then I did a remix of that. So anyway, this is just kind of a moody thing, but we'll have it in the background. Again, all this stuff's on Soundcloud. It's under Magic with an asterisk behind it. And good luck finding it. It's really hard to find because there's so many artists named Magic. But anyway, this is called Walking on Sunshine. If you type in Magic Walking on Sunshine, you can probably find it. Let's get into... Dude, let's check this out, fools. No, not that one. Let's check this out, fools. There we go. So this is the month of May 2020 as it starts May 1. And you can see the aspects there. We have Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn all ganged up on each other. Mars is nearby also, but mostly those three. So Pluto, the planet of transformation. We have Jupiter, which is expanding things. And then you have Saturn right on top of it, limiting things. So this is like you're kind of like feeling really excited, but you don't know what to do about it. But then your cat just died. I don't know, man. That's what I'm seeing. So it's that kind of vibe. There's a lot of excitement, limitation. We don't know what's what, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of transformation. There's lots of retrogrades coming up. So, I don't know, man. May looks like a mixed bag. But I would say for Leos in general, all the readings I've been doing for you guys always seem to come out scot-free in some manner. It's like you've just been given reprieve or something out of nowhere. My Venus is in Leo, so I do feel that. And I guess that's going to affect me because we got Venus coming up in retrograde this month. Anyway, other signs, yeah. So we have another kind of stellium of 3 planets, which is Mercury, the Sun, and Uranus all on top of each other in the sign of Taurus. So again, this is affecting kind of those deep transformational changes that we're talking about in all aspects Taurus. We have the Sun, and so there's a lot of communication about these issues, which brings us into the first aspect of the month on May 1, which is Mercury conjunct Uranus and Taurus. You can see it on the bottom of the chart there, and the Sun's up there too. The month starts off with Mercury conjunct Uranus and Taurus, and people are going to be talking about what's going on with this virus thing in the future. Not just that, but just our general transformation. There's a discussion communally and collectively about what's actually happening. So, we can talk about the virus, but we can also look at people saying, oh shit, I don't want to live that life I used to live. I'm looking forward to taking the things that I've learned during this downtime and implementing that into the future. And I think that's generally, as a society, that's what we're going through. I think a lot of people intuitively knew that once we got into this, things would never be the same. So, and if some things kind of do return to being the same, we're not going to be feeling the same way about it. So it's a really exciting time about transformation, but we also still need to learn how to uproot and then plant our roots somewhere else where things are sustainable. And I think, things like this, the streaming, creatives, all that kind of stuff, there's going to be a big boom in people creating their own way. So anywho, that's my yak about May 1. On May 4th, May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. The ships are grounded this year. No exciting lightsaber battles. With the sun illuminating Mercury and Taurus, the way we communicate and think is very beautiful, articulate, and grounded. So, May the 4th be with you. On May 7th, we have the big moon, the full moon in Scorpio, with the sun in Taurus, opposite moon in Scorpio. Lots of bang there. You can actually look at that on the chart. And let's just change the data to May 7th. And I wish I was faster with this. Anyway, May 7th, there we go. That is May 7th. That is the full moon. You can see the moon and the sun opposite each other there. The full moon is in Scorpio. And Scorpio is very deep and emotional. Full moons are deep and emotional. So it's emotional. Discovering your truth. This is all opposite, Taurus, which has Uranus in it. It's just a lot of activation. So May 7th, whatever this transformation is, comes up in a strong and powerful way. We just listened to the remix of that one, so let's get to the next one. Another remix here. Let's listen to this track. I like this song. Full moon in Scorpio. You become aware of your needs. You become aware of your desires, where you've been limited, where you've limited yourself. You feel the kundalini, the life force. You want to have a deeper, richer experience in life. You want to feel the spices, the contrast, the smells, the scents, the sweat, the blood, all the yummy stuff too. So we're getting reinvigorated with those kind of primal, deeper needs within ourselves, and discovering ways where we've stifled ourselves and haven't really allowed ourselves to enjoy life in ways that we maybe just thought were bad or didn't know how to express in a healthy way. But we're finding new ways, or I guess I'm trying to say it nice, but we're going to discover where we're limited in those areas, and then we're able to expand ourselves and move forward in a really beautiful way. So I think a lot of people struggle with this kind of primal energy within themselves. It's more reptilian, it's more cat-like, it's playful, it's sexy. People don't know how to manage that sometimes in a very healthy way. So, but those areas and those things are inside of us, and if we have two willing participants, man, you can have a lot of fun. That's all I'm trying to say. And Leo, you're the cat, so meow, meow, meow. If you're, in touch with your inner cat, then you're probably already a killer. Meow. All right, it just means all desires, all needs in general. You figure it out for yourself. You'll know what it means. May 11th. This is the first of 3 retrogrades this month. And let's switch to that one too. May 11th. May 11th. Saturn retrograde. That means business slows down. I can't sugarcoat it. It's learning to enjoy yourself in restriction. That's what Saturn's all about. So that is May 11th. That's Saturn going retrograde. There's a lot of beautiful stuff there. A lot of trines. See the blue and the greens. Those are trines and sextiles. So there's a lot of good flowing energy. But there's an opposition with Uranus. So I don't know, man. You never know what's going on with Uranus. It's wacky. Anyway, back to Saturn retrograde. Saturn goes retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, where it is right now, and then backtracks into Capricorn for a limited amount of time. And this whole thing is complete process is complete not until September 29th. So it's going to be a while, guys. Not super fun, not super exciting. Again, the lesson with Saturn is really simple. It slows everything down. It restricts. And the lesson is whatever it's aspect in your life, whether it's home or career or your inner resources or your relationships or friendships or whatever it might be, is that it puts a limitation on it and slows things down and forces you to find a way to enjoy yourself through the mediocrity of certain things in life. So once you master Saturn, what you're really mastering is the ability to take any situation and turn it into a beautiful experience for yourself. So that's Saturn. It's making peace with the limitations and tempering ourselves in how we conduct our lives. And eventually it hits all our different houses and cleans us up. You can learn to love it. You can learn to get into it. It can be your friend. But Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and back into Capricorn, it's going to revisit themes that we've had around government, restrictions. I don't know about this one, man. I got to be honest with you. We're going from, Saturn and the collective goodness back into the old relic Capricorn, the old white man government authority crap. It's so interesting how we're dabbling right between the two. So we're going to dip back. It's going to get, frankly, I think it's going to get we'll see a little bit of shadow creeping up as Saturn revisits Capricorn to see if it's learned its lessons. But it's great. I mean, Saturn's really bringing the old authority, the old guard to justice, so to say. So we'll see what happens. And that's till September 30th. One of the key takeaways here is you need to evaluate how your friendships are, how your relationships are, and to see which ones simply are not for you anymore. You've outgrown, you've transformed. It's not responsible to continue the relationships and to weed those out in obviously a loving way. Toxic friendships, just get out. Then we have, that's one of 3 retrogrades. It's a wacky month, guys. Like I said, it's a mixed bag this month. May 13th, we've got 2 major aspects happening. We have Mars, who enters Pisces. Now, Mars is the get up and go planet. It's the ram. It runs to the top. It's always the leader, so to say. It's a fire sign, just like you, Leo. So this will aspect you in a trine, which is I guess a good thing. But Mars just doesn't feel comfortable in Pisces to begin with. It's not a bad thing. It's just more like this fire energy mixed in deep in water that's floating off into nothingness, and it's not focused. It doesn't have drive behind it. It's all good, So Mars just feels awkward in Pisces, and so there's a lot of cloudiness, a lot of lack of clarity about what you want. It's just not a very active position for Mars. Mars is not actually doing much there. It's kind of just in this amoeba-like state. So basically, your drive, your gusto, in general, around May 13th is just going to feel a little cloudy. So anyway, again, same day on May 13th, we have Venus entering Gemini, which can be this very gregarious and kind of fun and playful and intellectual activation of Venus. And it can bring us out into the world and wanting to connect with each other. But unfortunately, the same day, Venus also goes retrograde in Gemini the same day that it enters Gemini. So this will be an interesting thing. You're going to get a little kiss, a little taste of this energy in Gemini, and it won't be until after June 25th, when this goes direct, that you actually see it come to fruition. So whatever this, on the 13th, right around the 13th, there's something's going to happen in things regarding Venus. You're going to get a taste. You might meet someone, you'll get a taste of something. So take note of that. But then it goes retro, goes backwards. So it goes to where it's been the last so many days. So Venus retrograde is an interesting time. Venus retrograde is a time when you may have things come into your life, people, situations, whatever it might be, a piece of art, right? Clothing style, whatever it is, something that's beautiful, something that's material, something that's a loving relationship, and you'll be really enamored by it. You'll be really excited by it. And then what happens is that as Venus gets out of retrograde and it goes forward again, you're no longer excited about the way you were. You don't feel the same way about it. So anything that comes into a Venus retrograde cycle until June 25th, just know that it's going to be temporary and that the way that you see things later is going to change. So don't make any big design decisions in regard to your interior design or your wardrobe, or, I mean, I guess you could do hairstyle, because by June 25th you can change your hairstyle, right? So, but, you know, it's exciting because it can bring us other directions and kind of explore things that are temporary. So, you know, maybe you meet someone that is really cute and you guys just want to be playful for a little bit, and it's all good, because come the end of June, you're like, I ain't feeling it. Just be clear in your communications, be kind. Don't ever play with people's energies or feelings. So, anyway, so that is Venus retrograde in Gemini. Again, that's till June 25th. And then the very next day, May 14th, we have Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn all the way until September 13th. So that's Saturn retrograde, Venus retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, 3 retrograde planets. It's going to be a big time of an inward focus, not a lot of outward action. And I think that the seriousness of this whole situation, now it's going to be the time where we kind of reflect on it and see how we're going to take action and moving forward. We're going to reflect on all these different aspects of our life and then how we're going to move forward into the future. So it's going to be a time of a lot of planning, a lot of communication, people kind of seeing what other people are doing and seeing what's working and what's not working. And then, you know, a group consensus comes together. You know, it looks like come fall, there's going to be some clarity about what's happening. But again, with, you know, the retrogrades in Capricorn and stuff like that, there's going to be some government shakedown, shake up, move around. I mean, we're moving into the Aquarian energy and out of this old Capricorn crap. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Okay, so the example I have for Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn, the visual I got was, you know, you're in your bathing suit, you go out to the ocean, you're looking cute, maybe you're taking an Instagram picture or whatever, and then a wave hits you from behind and your outfit comes off, you know, and you're exposed and embarrassed. So in regards to your work environment, something may come up that it really exposes your true nature, and you want to be mindful, because Jupiter's so expansive, you can feel really confident about yourself, but in this retrograde cycle, it's a time to really reflect on that expansive energy. So it's kind of like curb your enthusiasm, so to say, and it's a really good time, you know, it's the whole summer. So all throughout summer, just kind of check yourself in your work environment, what you're doing. Make sure you're not throwing your energy at people or kind of stepping on people or making people feel less than. Just be mindful in general. Take your time to evaluate every situation. Take some personal time to reflect on areas that you can grow professionally. So that's your message for Jupiter retrograde, May 14th till September 13th. Watch overconfidence. Just look at where your weaknesses and your strengths are in career. On May 20th, the sun enters Gemini. So happy birthday to the Geminis out there who are probably not watching this because they're not Cancers. But we enter Gemini season. Again, more communication, more activity. You know, I think we're going to probably start reconnecting in some manner, and it's going to be exciting for everyone. Let's see here. May 22nd, we've got the new moon in Gemini, and it's kind of a time to move things around, switch things up a little bit. I always see new moons as right turns. Just like instantly things totally change. There's a void course of the moon. It just feels weird not having the sun's light reflected back to us. And, you know, it's always, to me, it's a time to be really aware of setting your intentions, because if you don't, something else will. I don't know what that means, but just be careful. So just be mindful there. But this new moon is about giving the norm a break, really stopping, picking up a new book, a new topic, a new subject matter, and really diving into a whole new arena, a whole new direction for this new moon, and exploring things that maybe you never thought you'd explore. So it's just a really good time to switch everything up. Whatever that routine is, mix it up. Get up at a different time, eat a different thing, whatever it is, shake it up. That's May 22nd. You could pick, like I said, a new subject, studying, new books, just do something different. At the end of the month, we've got May 28th, Mercury enters Cancer, and Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the way that we connect with each other, mental energy, and it enters Cancer. So we're going to be really kind of coming more from our emotional nature. We're going to be more aware and kind and gentle to each other and how we're connecting with each other. Our decision-making process really comes from our emotions when Mercury's in Cancer. And it's a way to really make things a little more gentle. And hey, we need it, right? I don't know about you, but I think people are going crazy. Went to the store with my daughter, and everyone had masks on. This one lady didn't have a mask on. And this lady's like freaking out. She's like, I'm so uncomfortable around people without masks. She's like freaking out, and like, I don't know, man. It was like something out of a movie, man. It was weird, dude. Anyway. My personal belief is don't get caught up in the hype machine. We have to be careful, but we also need to be careful of what we're broadcasting, what we're streaming out to the world. And if we're freaking the fuck out and projecting that stuff outward, then who the hell are we? But just adding to the drama. So be safe, take care of yourself, but don't feed the beast, man. Watch your emotions. Your emotions are powerful. Your mind is powerful beyond belief, and you have to focus that stuff towards the innate harmony that is a gift to us. There's harmony. It exists without doing anything. The solution takes no effort. That's it. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so anyway, what we'll get into is your tarot portion of the reading and see what's going on with Leo. Like I said, you've had it kind of scot-free for a while here. It's not bad, it's not good. It's like you just got kind of like a easy street card. You're not thrilled, but you're not bummed. It's like well, it's just kind of happening, or has been for a while. So let's get into the tarot action. And I felt like we should use this deck today. This is my peppy and happy deck. This deck always makes me feel good. This is the part of the show where I pretend I know how to shuffle. And I do readings for spiritual growth. So that was a great shuffle. It's one of my better ones. I do spiritual growth kind of tarot. So it's about areas in our life that that are going to have the strongest impact if we focus on and transform our lives. So Leo, May 2020. Here we go. So if you want to, another great shuffle. I don't know how to shuffle. Very good. Let's do our traditional 3. All right, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. All right. Fresh off the deck. Overcoming obstacles. Some sort of challenge that's occurring. I will have general themes for you. If at any point you feel like you need to I'll have general themes for you, and then you just see how it applies to your life and try to connect the dots. This is what's influencing it. This is what's going on in your spiritual realms, or the angelic or divine realms. This is your recent past. This is your subconscious mind. What would be helpful to be aware of. Okay. Opening the door. Your attitude in the situation. Alright. Your environment, your greatest hopes and greatest fears, and your outcome. Oh, well, wonderful outcome card. That's very Leo-esque. Charity, giving, kind of that abundance of Leo, right? The lion. So looks like you're some sort. Let's look at the nature of the reading, and we're looking at the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands is some sort of challenge or competition, or something that feels competitive in some manner, or trying to overcome some sort of obstacle. I guess that's the same thing as competition, right? But this is very Leo. I've never met a Leo or an Aries that didn't want to challenge me at a game of pool or, you know, ping pong or whatever, and really want to win, like really want to win. Like, you're freaking me out, bro. Chill out. Anyway, fun competition. They'll usually kick your ass. But there's something, some kind of overcoming or some sort of competitive environment for you right now. The Hermit in reverse is what's. Let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit. See the cards there? I guess I can move them around. So what's influencing, or what's the nature of this issue here, is the Hermit in reverse, and this is some sort of sense of isolation or loneliness. You know, removing yourself from the situation. There's some sort of isolation and loneliness that's making you feel competitive with somebody or something. Again, apply it to what it means in your life personally, but that's the theme. Some sort of competitive thing. You feel competitive with someone else. You know, maybe you want to dress like a girl, but you think your wife's cuter than you, and so you never would admit it to her. You know, it could be all sorts of things. Whatever works for you, man. So something's bringing some sort of obstacle to overcome, or some sort of competitive feeling in the environment. And now I don't know if this is you personally, or if there's a situation, but that's the element over it right there. All right, I'm gonna skip the super banger, and let's get to some chill house music there. In the spiritual realms, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So there's some sort of offering coming from the spiritual realms, some sort of gift, some sort of gem that is being handed to you. To me, when I see this in the spiritual realms, a knight on a horse like this, I see almost like an angel who's coming down and offering you a gift, something to be aware of, something to listen to. So good time to tune into your intuition or emotions, but there's some sort of gem, some sort of valuable resource that's going to come to you intuitively from the divine realms, and you have to meditate. You need to sit in nature. You need to, you know, do whatever it takes to calm your mind to hear it. Calm the mind, listen. There's some sort of gem to overcome this situation that's going to come from your intuitive realms, or this could very, very well be a very positive influence that comes to you in the physical world and literally offers something to you. So I don't know what you're feeling competitive with, if it's money, if it's looks, if it's work, if it's whatever it is, or if it's situational. But as we develop the reading here, we'll see a little bit more about it. So it's a sense of isolation. You feeling, well, God, I mean, I guess who's not feeling isolated right now? Something's coming. Maybe we get something in the mail, you know? This could be the mailman, you know? Anyway, so King of Cups in reverse is your recent past. Your recent past is the King of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups is a man who's totally in flow with himself. He's completely in touch with his emotions. He's so in touch with his intuitive state. Everything comes perfectly to him. He's never shocked. He already saw it coming. He's completely at peace, surrendering to the intuitive state of life. So the King of Cups, when he's in reverse, it could be some sort of opposite vibe, some kind of volatility, moodiness, or a manipulation of some sort. So you're coming out of some sort of volatile situation or some sort of manipulative situation emotionally that you're no longer interested in. I don't know, maybe there was a breakup. For some of you, you know, you could have just really tapped out emotionally and just said enough is enough and moved on. But there's different stories here for different folks depending on how you're reading this. Now, what's happening in the subconscious realms, the Two of Wands is typically kind of like looking out in the world, but upside down like this, or in reverse. This is some kind of fear of the unknown. This is in your subconscious realm, so this is past life. These are fears from past experiences in past lives that we can't typically recall. So there's, it's simply something that happened in the past that's kind of troubling you emotionally, but it's not based on what's happening right now. You are feeling troubled from something emotional that needs to be processed and move through you. It's not from the now. So that's the message. don't worry that it's from the now. It's not whatever this emotional pinning is you have around the situation. I have a feeling basically, that there's some sort of past life competitive thing or something that happened with somebody else in a past life coming up to be worked through. So, and often a lot of those are just simply relationships that are no longer working for us, or that we entered at a certain point in our lives when we were more ignorant about our personal values. And then when we recognize our values don't match up with someone else's, we have conflict. So the best thing to do is to exit the situation peacefully, is my recommendation, and to not worry that the emotional aspect of what you're going through here is specifically pertinent to what's actually happening. Don't freak out, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, coming up, what do we got here? This is the Nine of Wands in your immediate future, and let's see, the Nine of Wands is going to be, well, this is in reverse. So this is, somebody who's being somewhat defensive or concerned. And again, this just says to me that you're in the process of moving through whatever this past life or subconscious fear is regarding the situation of conflict. Maybe you're worried someone's going to hurt you. You know what I mean? It could be as simple as that. I mean, and maybe you were hurt in a past life, and so you're processing that pain, whatever that is. But the important thing is to remember it's not actually happening in this life. That's the message. Your attitude about the situation. So, this is interesting because whatever this is, you really have some attachments with this person or with this situation. It really means a lot to you, and it's something that you've cherished for a really long time throughout maybe your entire life, and now you're recognizing, or the universe is kind of forcing you to look at the situation and kind of relinquish this view or this attachment to the situation. This is, your attitude is depressed. You're just depressed about it. So I would say that maybe you were giving your power away to this person or to the situation, and it's time to just basically, like you would with a narcissist, is you don't try to fix it, you don't try to change it, you literally just remove it from your life completely. You have a right to do so. So don't be depressed about it. Depressed is like, it's really like biologically induced meditation. It's your body telling you that there's something that it needs to reflect on, so it's going to slow down, so you have the opportunity to do that. That's all that is. In your environment, something is not just. So I'm going to tell you right now, this situation is not good for you. It's not appropriate for you. And instead of being depressed about it, you need to remove yourself with cutting your losses to the highest degree. Your greatest hopes and fears is that you'll not be able to balance yourself through the situation, especially in a financial matter. So this could be a personal relationship that involves shared finances. It could be a business situation, or it could simply be that you're transitioning the way that you are able to acquire your resources. So for a lot of people here, this is going to be people had lost their jobs and trying to file the right paperwork for this or that, and you're juggling your resources. What's nice about it is your outcome card is about as good as it gets in response to that. You have the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is somebody who's really charitable. This is somebody who's giving. This is somebody who has a lot of resources. So as you're juggling your resources, I wouldn't be concerned about it at all. I think that the message I'm getting here is, as you remove yourself from your toxic situation, everything's going to work out beautifully. Just, it's simple as that. It's just like, don't worry about it. It's all good. You'll be taken care of, and you'll also be taking care of other people. So all in all, really good reading for you, Leo, for May 2020. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Now, real quick, this is being streamed live on Twitch. This goes over to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has the Hangin with series, but it also has a lot of original content, including different books and materials and spiritual knowledge and teachings, and just really fun videos too. And we're going to be producing a lot more. We've got more gear. We're really taking the we're taking the channel to a whole other direction. And then also on Facebook, we got a lot of original writings and things like that. So different content on different platforms. But anyway, Street Level Spirituality on Facebook, Street Level Spirituality on YouTube, Street Level Spirituality on Twitch. Follow, sign up, you'll get notifications, and you can come hang out with me live or check out some of their videos. Leo, hang in there. Hope you're going to have a great May 2020, and let's turn this energy around and really develop our inner reality so we can be our best outer reality. All right, you guys, take care. Much love. Bye, Leo.